besties. So today I'm going to be giving you like a step-by-step tutorial on how to give you that classic Kylie Jenner makeup base. And I'm not talking about like the King Kylie era with like the dark lipstick and crazy colors, but like after she's already started working with L'Oreal and she kind of went into this like soft glam era. I feel like when you search Kylie Jenner makeup on Pinterest or on Google, the first thing that comes up like is this image. And I feel like it kind of shaped what we know now as like soft glam, where it's very full coverage but more natural colors, if that makes sense. This is probably my biggest inspo on like how I do my makeup today. Like I've been for years just being like, I'm such a full coverage person. I think this makeup just looks very flawless, you know, like where you're like, I kind of look like an airbrush doll. So let's just jump into it. So I've already like put on my moisturizer and stuff, and I'm not gonna do a primer today. But I just use the Tatcha Dewy Cream in like that purple bottle. Really what I feel like is the main focus of this makeup look is the under eyes, like the bright smooth under eyes, like to the blush look that almost looks like seamless. So I really want to prep my under eyes when it comes to this look. And I think my favorite one to use is actually just the Cetaphil Hydrating Eye Gel Cream. Because it's a gel, I feel like it moisturizes one, but two, it doesn't get oily. And because it's a gel, it just kind of sits on top of your skin, so it's actually going to kind of fill out those fine lines and sit on top of it. Like I feel like it kind of smooths out those creases, if you know what I mean. And then just to stay like super true to the Kylie Jenner look, I'm actually gonna prep my lips by plumping them. So I'm actually gonna go in with the Too Faced Lip Injector. This is again the craziest lip product I've ever used for plumping. I feel like I've already included it in like all of my videos, but just kind of going outside. This shit really works. It's a very nudie color. The color doesn't even actually matter. I just basically want the plumping products to work while I'm doing the rest of my face. So that way by the time I get to my lips are already like plumped and ready to go. And then I'm also gonna go in with the Too Faced Lip Injection Maximum Plump. This is just kind of like a gloss, and I'm gonna do this all over my lips. Okay, so I'm actually gonna start with my eyes. I feel like it's kind of a very basic look, so I'm just gonna go with the Anastasia Brow Wiz. So I'm just gonna kind of define any like sparse areas because I already have pretty full eyebrows. I don't want to overdo it. You could really do your eyebrows just like however you want. She has very defined brows, and that's what I do anyways, so I'm just gonna kind of stick with that. But I actually don't think it changes the makeup style if you do like fluffy brows or like whatever you normally do. I'm just gonna prep my eyes with the NARS Potted Concealer. I feel like that's just like the best base for your eyeshadow. I actually don't feel like the eyes really define this look. It's just a very like bronzy, simple look. So I feel like just kind of do whatever you want in the neutral family. Oh my god, my lips are getting so red. I look like the guy from Monsters Inc. I honestly kind of stopped doing winged eyeliner for myself. I just kind of feel like it doesn't compliment me, so I'm actually gonna skip that today. But like, again, obviously like do your eyes however you like. And just for the nostalgia of it, for it to be like same time period that I'm trying to recreate, I'm gonna go with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I literally hoard my makeup, so of course I still have this. And I'm gonna go in with this burnt orange color. Oh my god, I haven't used this in so long. Let's see if I still like it. And just really blend that out. And then I'm gonna go in with this shade Rustic. It's more like a medium brown, and I'm just gonna go in on the outside and really focus that out, and then kind of bring that inside. Also, if you wanted to just like keep it really simple, if like you're not like a big like eye makeup person, you could always just go into your crease with your bronzer, whatever bronzer you're using, and that'll kind of give it a cohesive look. And then because I'm gonna just skip liner, I'm actually gonna go in with this super dark brown color and just kind of put it on the outer corners just to kind of give it a little bit of like a lash flutter definition. And then I'm just gonna take my brush again, probably gonna pick up a little bit more of the burnt orange and just kind of blend that all together. Wait, I kind of forgot about this palette. I like love low-key. And then I'm just gonna correct my eyes with these Huda Beauty color correctors. This is in shade Cherry Light. It just makes everything look so airbrushed. I look like I just waxed my lip. This is actually kind of crazy. The whole look is really just pulling up to your temple. Like the whole look is also very snatched. I'm gonna go in with my NARS Potted Concealer again with a little flat brush and just kind of anything I want to cover. I'm like breaking out right now because I'm PMSing, so I just kind of need to cover these like little blemishes. So for the base, you're gonna want to go in with a full coverage foundation. So I think the best foundation to use for this look is actually my favorite foundation, which is the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation. It is a full coverage natural finish foundation. So the way I apply this is I actually apply it to a brush first. I'm just gonna like paint my face, and you don't have to make it perfect. I'm gonna try not to get too close to my eyes just so there's not like too much product there when I go in with the concealer. And also one thing I believe in is if you feel like your makeup like isn't makeuping, use more makeup. Like don't be afraid to use a lot. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a wet beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend out all of this foundation. And then you're gonna take it down your neck, of course. So now I'm gonna go in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I like to use a thick concealer for this look. I'm going in the shade Vanilla. I'd go in with a shade that's like 1 or 2 shades lighter than your skin, because again, we're going for a very bright under eye look. And then also you're gonna let this sit. So we're gonna apply it and then we're gonna let it sit and kind of get tacky. Okay, so now I'm gonna contour with the Essence Beauty Foundation Stick. And I'm actually just gonna contour in the cheek area. I'm not gonna do anywhere else. I'm just gonna bronze everywhere else on my face. So the difference between bronzer and contour is that contour is cold. So contour is basically mimicking the shadows on your face, like where your bone structure is, and that's gonna give you definition. Bronzer is just gonna warm up the face. And then for bronzer on the forehead, I'm gonna go into this Hourglass foundation stick. So the forehead's gonna be very bronzy, and I would blend out with a brush. And I'm definitely using like a warmer shade for this, just because I feel like the look is so bronzy. And you're just gonna buff out. Make sure you're going basically towards your hairline. And then you kind of use like the product that's already on your brush to just kind of dot across the top of your forehead. So that way it's not too harsh, but it kind of gives it that like natural, the sun hit this area look, you know? Okay, and now we're gonna go back in with our wet beauty blender and we're gonna blend this concealer out. Basically, you're gonna go down probably a little bit further than you would if you were just regular concealing, but you want to kind of bring it down a little bit to the apples of your cheeks and then all the way out to your temple. Like you're almost cleaning up the eyeshadow like this. And I'll kind of just take the leftovers and put a little bit on my chin, a little bit under my nose. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with an even lighter shade of concealer. I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty concealer because it's a little bit thinner than the NARS. I kind of like to use concealers that are a little bit thinner than the first one. And this one's like 2 to 3 shades lighter. Like it's very, very bright. I'm just gonna put a little bit there and a little bit there. Like that's it, just the inner corners. And again, we're gonna let that dry down, but that's gonna like make that inner corner pop while the rest of it kind of blends seamlessly with the blush. And also I'm gonna bronze the sides of my nose. I like to bronze my nose and not contour, just because I feel like it gives you that sun-kissed look. And then I like to go back in with the wet beauty blender where it already has just like product on it, and on the foundation side, I just kind of top to just make it all blend together. Okay, so now for the blush. I'm gonna start with the cream blush. I like cream blushes more than liquid blushes in general. I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario's Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil in shade Perfect Pink. It's just like a nice cream pink color. Her blush is very pinky, you know what I mean? Like it's very, I don't feel like it's electric pink, but it's definitely more of like a cool toned pink, if you know what I mean. And I'm just gonna take a brush and just really pat it into the cream. And then sometimes I'll just kind of warm it up on the back of my hand just so it really evenly coats. I'm gonna start up here and just kind of tap it into the skin. I'm just going in little circles. And again, it's a very snatched look, so we're very focused up here. I'm gonna do a little bit under the corner of my eye. Like you want it to basically touch your eye. We are gonna take it down to the apples of your cheeks, but I'm not gonna like apply more to put it on the cheeks. You know, you want the color to be more focused up here. I think these cream blushes are like so underrated. And then I'm actually gonna go back in one more time and just focus it in up here just to really make that pink pop. Okay, and then this is actually where I'm gonna bronze my cheeks. And then I'm literally just blending in this bronzer to the blush. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with my beauty blender and just really focus in this concealer in the inner corner. And we don't really want to take it out, but we kind of just want to tap it out. So that way it does kind of just start to fade into the blush. You don't want this to be an under eye concealer the way you want it to be more of an inner corner concealer, if that makes sense. You can actually, instead of bringing it out, you can actually bring it down a little bit into the apples just to really melt with that blush. And if you feel like you got the concealer in places you don't want it, you could just go back in with your blush brush. Okay, so now my cream base is done and I'm actually just gonna go in with some sort of setting spray and just kind of cover your face. I just really want these products to melt into each other. Did I get shorter? No, okay, I'm sinking into my bed. So if I start to get lower, sorry. Okay, so for the under eyes, we're gonna go in with the Huda Beauty powder in shade Cherry Blossom. I've also used shade Pound Cake for this, like just more of like a neutral white color. But for today, I really want to emphasize that like bright pink under eye. I'm just gonna take this and pat it into the back of my hand, so that way there's not too much going on because I don't want to bake. And then basically we're just gonna really focus it in these inner corners and then kind of just bring it out to the temple like your concealer. Like just look at how flawless and airbrush that looks. And now I'm also just gonna go back in with that brown color I used in my crease, and I'm also just gonna dust that under my lower lid. Kylie doesn't tightline or anything, so I'm not gonna add in any eyeliner. If I were to, I would use the Tarte Double Take Awake or whatever, like in the nude color, just because I feel like that is always just like a complementing color. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Powder in shade Pound Cake and just kind of mattify my face. I'm basically just gonna do the forehead, the chin, the upper lip, my nose, and even below the bronzer. So I'm a little conflicted on to which powder I should use, because basically the rumored blush that she always used was the Dior Backstage, just like pink blush, because it's a very cool toned and not super pigmented blush. But then one time she came out and said that no, that's not what they used. She didn't know where that rumor came from. And then I think she said one time, this might not be the correct one, but she had this blush called Baddie on the Block from Kylie Cosmetics, and she says that she used this one, but this one just seems warmer to me. You know what? I'm just gonna listen to Kylie. I'm gonna use the Kylie Cosmetics Baddie on the Block blush. It is a very pinky blush, but it's not as cool, so that's why I'm a little conflicted as to use it. But then, let's see. Actually, no, it's pretty pinky. Okay. So I'm just gonna basically powder down in the exact same motions that I was doing before from Temple. Actually, okay, that does look good. Maybe she wasn't lying. I wasn't sure if she was lying for like promotional reasons, like, hey, my blush is so popular, use my line, or if she, I don't know, was telling the truth, but actually this might be it. Okay, so I just put my lashes on, and then I'm going to go in and then I'm just gonna put mascara on my bottom lashes. And I'm just gonna go in with the wet wipe and remove all of that plumping product. I mean, unless you want to use that as like your actual look, but I just wanted to prep with like a plumping product so that way I can get that like Kylie full lip pout. She has this very like toasted brown lip liner, and then it kind of ombres into like a pink neutral. So it's not like nude, but like a neutral pink shade. So actually we're gonna go in with Kylie Cosmetics, the shade Malibu lip liner. I mean, overline a little if you want the true Kylie look. And then I'm just gonna bring in the inner corners. I fill that in a little bit. And I can like, sometimes you like take the back of your lip liner and just kind of. We're gonna go in with this ColourPop Cosmetics lipstick in shade Buttercream. And that's, okay, see, that's very neutral, which is cute, but she does have a little bit more of like a pinky neutral. So, and then I'm gonna go in with the Kylie Cosmetics lip gloss in shade Bear. It's just like a little bit of a pinky. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Oh shoot, this might be a lip satin. I was hoping this is a gloss. I think this is basically what I would do if I was recreating that like classic Kylie glam, with just that very pink cheek and bright under eye, and just very warm bronzery look. This is definitely my favorite era of like Kylie Jenner makeup, so I was just dying to recreate it on camera for you guys. I just love a very full glam yet like very natural colored look, and so that's why I'm obsessed with like this makeup era from her. I think it just looked so good. It was so glamorous, but like also was just so like baddie at the time. And I just love wearing like a lot of makeup, so I love that that still like incorporated that. And if you want to see another makeup tutorial from me recently, I just did a Victoria's Secret Angel look. So if you want to see how I recreate that, go ahead and check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.